Explore Hadrian's Wall with us as we walk coast to coast in 8 days. Today, we continue our walk up on the wall from once Brewed to Gilsland. We start our day at the Valum Lodge after a great breakfast and then hit the trail. The first mile or so actually just puts us back up where we started yesterday. You'll recall this gate from a previous video where we came down off the wall for the night. Today we had to climb back up to the starting point along the wall. This is day 3 of non-stop Roman history and our second day up on the heights. Today's walk is a relatively short one, and we're hoping to avoid some bad weather, but there's rain in the forecast. It is England after all. So we're moving a little quickly with the idea that we can get past the rain before we get soaked. This stretch of the wall is very popular with tourists and day hikers. We ran into a lot of people up here today. The views are truly stunning, and there's plenty to see and lots of reasons to stop and take pictures from up on these heights. You can see for miles in all directions, and one of the things that we're keeping our eye on are these clouds to our left, where the rain is coming. Some parts of Hadrian's Wall have been restored, and others, the stone has been robbed away to make farm walls that keep the horses and sheep contained. These bags up here look like they might be horse feed, but as we got closer to them, it turns out that they're stones brought in to restore the path and parts of the wall to make this section a little more friendly for tourists. Ahead, you can see the rain is really coming down, and we're hoping to time our walk to sneak between those banks of clouds that are dropping rain on us. But as you'll see in a moment, we didn't get the timing right and ended up having quite the damp experience for about a mile. Hadrian's Wall is this stretch to the right, and in a moment we'll pass a Roman turret. These appear quite frequently. I haven't mentioned every single turret because the Romans put at least 2 per mile, so there's plenty of turrets along the path. As we come down this rather steep slope, you can see the beautiful hills behind us that we were climbing. And then the rain hit. I apologize for the strap on my raincoat that'll block the camera for this next section, but we decided to just get moving and to try to get as dry as soon as we could. This stretch here leads down to an old quarry, and in a moment we'll pass through a mile castle, which, as the name implies, the Romans built every Roman mile, which is a little shorter than a modern mile. Wish we had more time to take a look at it, but the rain was really starting to soak us. We came down off the wall here into this public park area and zoomed past the old quarry into this parking area where there's a little pavilion and we could raid out the rain. Of course, a bunch of other wall hikers were there with us, and we made a few friends while we waited for the sun to come out. Then it was back up on the wall. The steep, craggy hills that we climbed earlier are starting to flatten out, although we will hit a few more. But this is not the end of our time on Hadrian's Wall. Don't worry, there's still plenty of Roman history left to be seen on this walk. Here's a turret in somebody's sheep pasture. You can see the sun has finally come out and we're already dry. These woodlots and fields run right up onto the crags again, and we get more views out into the north. Most of the Roman wall is missing here, although portions of the vallum and some of the wall still remains. But Hadrian's wall isn't ever far away because the stone that makes up all the fences in these farm fields is just stone robbed away from the wall in the past 2,000 years. We did quite a few of these heights yesterday, and they're great at providing amazing views for us today. However, we were feeling a little sore, so we decided to pick our battles and choose which of these heights we wanted to climb. This one had some great views and put us right up on top of the wall, but later we would choose to take the lower road a few times just to save our strength. Hadrian's Wall was started in 122 AD on the orders of Emperor Hadrian. He wanted the wall built to control traffic and to oppress the people on the northern part of the Roman Empire. These people would have been known as the Picts and are the ancestors of modern-day Scotland. We don't really know what they were called because Pict is a name given to them later because of their carvings and drawings. There's no real record of these indigenous people. Over time, the wall just became a military site that projected power in the region. The Romans would end up occupying this place for over 300 years, until the collapse of the Roman Empire. The Romans would try to push the empire north into Scotland in 142 AD, building the Antonine Wall near Edinburgh. They would abandon the wall about 20 years later, while continuing to occupy Hadrian's Wall until about 410 AD. As you can see, we're coming down off the wall. As I said, it's a pretty short hike today. The Roman vallum is to our left, so we're still on Hadrian's Wall, but we're down off the heights. You can see how much we're descending as we head into the town of Gilsland. We enjoy the country lanes, and then around this corner was a big surprise. We weren't prepared to stumble on a medieval castle, most likely made out of the stones stolen from Hadrian's Wall. This castle was built in the 1300s, and a chunk of it still remain on the edge of this property here. You're allowed to wander around and take pictures. It's not a Roman castle, of course. It's English medieval and post-Norman. This final stretch is just a push into the village, and then a walk along the main road until we get into Gilsland. The rain was coming back, so we decided to move quickly through here. There's a more scenic path to the left, but we chose to head straight into town on the main road, and to the local pub where we grabbed a beer, spent the night at a gorgeous B&B on the hill, and got ready to get up in the morning and out on the trail again. Check back soon as we walk from Gilsland to Walton along Hadrian's Wall.